But you also have to respect the fact that it's a Hibs game and a lot of their supporters want to come and watch Rangers as well, so we've got no complaints on that.
No, cut off, no. Stevie, you can't own an entire fan base like that, son. That's how statues get built. Give the man a lifetime contract. Let's just get into today's video, honestly.
Glorious. No, I won't give in till I'm victorious.
Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we are back for another brand new video. Today's video we're here to discuss Rangers versus Hibs, letting you know some team news, a little preview ahead of the game, what Stevie G has said, and obviously hitting you with mine and the people's prediction from Twitter. Now as you can tell already by the face and the overall demeanour, I am still sick, extremely sick in fact, so let's just dive right into today's video then, shall we? 3, 2, 1. Rangers versus Hibernian. Now it is at Easter Road and it is going to be a 7:45 kickoff. Hibs obviously coming off that massive result where they absolutely deservingly beat Celtic 2-0 just 3 or 4 days ago, depending on when you watch this video. So they are extremely dangerous at home. Now Rangers coming back off from the weekend where they went top of the league with a 1-0 victory of Hamilton. There's some disappointments going on in that game, obviously not taking our chances, but the fact remains it is first place versus 8th in the league. But I think that's a bit of a false position because I think Hibs are a very, very tidy unit. When they are up and running, they're as good as anyone in this league, and they've shown that over the last year and a bit. And unlike the last few games where Rangers has played, where they've came up against teams just absolutely flooding the box and just playing part the bus anti-football, sit back and defend and let's see what we can grab from set pieces. Hibs are the complete opposite of that. They're one of these teams that's much more like European football actually, that will just go at Rangers, that won't show any fear, and I'm expecting a terrific game. I think it's going to play into both teams' strengths, believe it or not, because Hibernian will get a lot of the ball being at home, being able to attack, but Rangers won't have to sit, pass, sideways and everything trying to break a team down. No, they can just react and counter, which they've shown in the past to be better at, especially if you look at the European football stage. That is what we've been best at. A couple of goals from Rapid, etc, etc. Now something that Steven Gerrard has actually been stressing ahead of tomorrow's performance is consistency. That is the word that he wants to see from this Glasgow Rangers side. You think the last time we went top of the league, all our emotions and everything, we were all getting up, we were dancing, we were again at Hilali. I don't know if that's a thing, I've committed to it though. Then we went to Aberdeen. In fact, Aberdeen came to us, sorry, we ended up losing and we went and played Dundee and we dropped more points. That was a very, very disappointing run. Now, we went top of the league again. Now, this is our next match. Has the players learned? Now, they're going to find that consistency that they need to challenge for things in the league. That is a massive thing going into the game. That is what Gerrard has stressed, and you'll be interested to see how the players actually respond. One of the other key things that I've took away from the Steven Gerrard press conference is he is not caring a damn about being top of the league. Not even a little bit. There's no smile. There's no wee smirk this time, unlike the last time when we went top of the league. No, he's seen what can happen. He's very down to earth. He's very drilled, and I hope to God that he is pressing that on at the players and they're feeling the exact same way, because I think we got caught up in the emotion of going first the last time, and you saw what happened with the next two results. So it looks a lot more cooler, calm, demeanour wise from Steven Gerrard ahead of the press conference. Even Ryan Jack, when a couple of the interviewers were asking him about how he feels about top of the league, sort of brushing it away, focusing on the task, and I hope every single other player is like that, and that could be a massive difference and an actual boost to Rangers going into this match. And it's something else I'm absolutely delighted that Steven Gerrard has done. He discussed the Katic situation on. That's right. Finally, all these comments I get each and every single time I do one of these videos saying, what's going on with Katic? Is Katic playing? Blah, blah, blah. Katic played 60 minutes yesterday in a reserve match along with Jordan Rossa. I think just a touch up on their fitness because they're not playing a lot of football. But Gerrard actually reflected on what's happened with Katic, and he basically explained it as Katic came in and he was playing exceptionally well, but with each and every single youngster there's always that little dip in form. The word dip is what Steven Gerrard said, by the way, not me. I'm not making that up at all. I don't really think there was a dip, especially the consistency of his running. But Gerrard did say he did take him out the starting 11 to protect him, just so he wasn't playing during this little blip. So maybe it was in the training that he wasn't performing, maybe behind the scenes stuff that we can't see. Maybe Katic levels were just slightly dropping. That is why he got took out the squad and then Joe Worrell came back in. The one time where I think we did see Katic actually playing bad was definitely definitely the Livingston game, but if you think it, that wasn't a run of games where he was playing. He was actually plucked out the squad, then plucked back in, and then he played on the plastic pitch and played pretty poorly. But it isn't all doom and gloom, and there is some positivity in this, and he's saying that Katic will be back and he will be amongst the starting 11 very soon, and he's still got an important part to play. That's absolutely fantastic. So now we know a wee bit more on the Katic situation. There's no worry that he's going to be forced out the door in January. Looks like he's still got a massive part to play. Gerrard is apparently just protecting him. And to continue with the centre-back talk, let's look at the centre-back pairing, because that's something we've all discussed. But if you actually look at the facts, Connor Goldson and Gareth McCauley has started 4 of the last 5 matches, so that looks like it's a preferred centre-back slot. Now, the interviewers tried to get Gerrard to confirm that, but Gerrard kind of just said we've got 4 very good centre-backs. McCauley's came in, he's been a great leader to not only Katic, who's very young, but also Joe Worrell, who's young as well, and he's helping them along. So he didn't really confirm that that's our starting centre-backs, but looking at the past 4-5 games, are looking like it is. Now, as always, before we jump over to the injury list, let's look at the suspension list, because there's one name that's took out of that and is fully able to play against Hibs, and that is none other than Alfredo Morelos. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Buffalo Soldier is back. Thank you. Thank you. Did we get the thumbnail there? Because that was good for clickbait. Brilliant. Alfredo Morelos' suspensions against Dundee and Hamilton are now both over, both separate incidences, but the man is back and with a clean slate going into Hibs, and that is a massive, massive boost to the team, because I think if you look at Kyle Lafferty, as much as I love him and everything like that, he's had 2 games. I know he did technically score against Dundee, but did he do enough in both those games? For me, personally, that was a massive opportunity for him to put his name on everyone's minds and say, Alfredo Morelos, isn't he the number 1 striker? Look at me. But at the end of both games, we were like, I want Morelos back, and now the man is. Now, moving over to the injury list now, and we have 2 notable names as always on there. We've got Graham Dorrans, who we now know a rough timeline for him to come back. Gerrard thinks Graham Dorrans should be fully fit and ready for selection come the end of January / end of February. That's brilliant. We finally have some timeline news. And as previously reported on my videos, if you watch some and everything like that, it was to do with the knee specialist. The specialist came in, discussed it, and says, right, he needs further time away. That is why he came back in. He looked like he was going to be involved after the Villarreal game. Then he vanished very, very quickly. It's based on a specialist. So the end of January or early February, the man will be back and fully fit, which will be amazing and great to see, because he could be a very special player for us coming to that crunch time at the end of the season as well. And the next player, is no surprise here, is going to be Jamie Murphy, which Gerrard actually spoke about, saying he's getting a lot more weight on, starting to add a bit more muscle and everything to him. He's doing double training sessions, so that's great to see, but still far too early. He's not making any remarkable progress, and he's not going to be back 3 months ahead of time. The time schedule originally set for the end of the season is still going to be that, but it's great to see Jamie Murphy getting involved in double sessions. Continue the process, son, and we'll see you next season. And that's actually it in terms of the team news and preview ahead of the game. There's nothing else that needs to be said apart from prediction. So now you know all the news. What is your prediction going into this game? Me, I'm expecting a tough game. You've got to give Hibs a lot of respect, especially at home. Look at what they've done against Celtic. They won't hide, they will come after us, they will go. Kambiri is a natural goal scorer. I know he's been hit and miss sort of this season, but when Hibs are playing well, it's when Kambiri's playing well, and he's going to be a massive, massive player for them, especially Shaw as well, very talented. So we're going to have to be at our top of our game, but I believe Rangers will go into this game, like I said, Hibs playing sort of to their strengths as well. They didn't need to worry on breaking teams down. That's not what Rangers are good at. It's reacting and counter and using the pace of Candeas, Grezda, etc. So I absolutely believe that will go the side of Glasgow Rangers, and I believe it will be a channel favourite 2-1 to Rangers. Goal scorers, Alfredo Morelos, double. And that's it. That's me all done and dusted, wrapped up in a neat little bow. Now it's time for you to get your thoughts and opinions down in that comment section below. I want to know score and goal scorers. Before we jump over to Twitter though, it's time for a refreshment, because boy, do I need it with these gums. So grab your refreshments, everyone. That's it. Toast the boys ahead of the Hibs match. Now, if you're not toasting, it's your fault if we didn't win. That's right. Yes, it's your fault for not getting involved in the sponsor break. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, sponsor break. Whoa. It hurts, it really hurts. I don't know why I've done that accent. So now it's time to read out the weird and wonderful tweets from the nation on Twitter. 1,018 votes. Thank you so much for getting involved. That's absolutely brilliant. 9% votes for Hibs, 10% votes for the draw, but 81% of the people is backing the Rangers. That's good to see, especially after the little dip going into the last performance. Right, let's look at it. Calling it, Draven Z says, well win. 2-0 Morelos and Tavernier. Robbie Lettler says 2-1 Rangers. We'll go 2-0 up in the first half. Ryan Jack to get a straight red card, which will be appealed and rescinded, but us to hold on and get the win with 10 men. Goal scorers for us will be Connor Goulton and Kyle Lafferty. That's a surprise, mate. I like to see that. Ollie Shaw to get the goal for them. Yeah, Shaw's a very, very talented player. Johnny Curry says both teams to score. That's all I'm about, confident, and that will come in. Fair enough, mate. Andrew Wilson says 3-1 Rangers. Morelos, Grezda and Arfield to score. Dylan Walker 72 says 3-2 Rangers. Morelos double, 1 from Candeas, Moan the Gers. JB 1872 says 2-0 to the famous. Goals from Morelos and Grezda. Grezda getting a lot of love. That is what we like to see. Chris Morrison says 3-0 to the famous, as Rocky's now leaning against the camera. That's it, son. There's your cameo. There you are. Everything's about you. Cameron underscore 1872 says 2-0 to Rangers. Sadiq and Ajaya to score. Why did they do it to me? You know what I mean? I try my best. I'm just sitting here in my bedroom by myself. It's weird. Alright, I'm talking to myself. Still doing it right now, and yet they do this to me. Okay, what I mean? Honestly. Anyway, Luke Turnbull says 2-0 to Rangers. Tav and Morelos to score. Jordan says 2-1 to Rangers. Morelos double. Lennon is crying about how they should have had a pen. And the last 2 or 3 that we'll read out comes from Ross Nichols. Says 3-0 Morelos double and an Arfield screamer. Fraser says 2-1 Rangers. Kimbiri for them. Morelos double for us. Well done. It's the exact same as me, Fraser. You're thinking right. He also says a red card for Candeas and Neil Lennon in the stands by full time. And the last one we read out comes from bang, 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 bang. Boom. He says Gavin Walker, and he says anyone. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You've heard the people's opinion, you've heard mine, and you've had a short little cameo from Rocky Boy Johnson in the camera. AVCGen over 982. If you'd like to support the channel directly, the link to that will be in the Patreon in the description below. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.